I ended up trying to log in for the Zoom for about 45 minutes, and it kept telling me there was another one in progress. There was another one in progress. And I was like, ah. Okay, let me see. Why is Kim's note taker trying to get in here? Remove. There we go. Okay. So I got some questions, and then if anybody jumps in, I'll just let them in. Okay. Let's get to getting here. Okay. So I seen a really good quote today. And I thought about this and I was like, this makes a lot of sense. So the quote was, are you measuring your progress with somebody else's ruler?
Ah, I like
Oh,
that.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Right? I seen that and it hit me. And I was like, okay, all right, all right. So I thought that was a really good kind of quote, kind of
Yeah.
just to think about it, right? And so
Oh, that's good.
often we do that,
Mhm.
you know? Oh, maybe I'm not making as much money because I'm not Michelle, or I'm not so and so, or I'm measuring it by her ruler, not my own ruler, or if
Mhm.
somebody else is saying, you're not very successful, husband, spouse, friend, whatever, well, they have a different ruler than we do, or measuring tape than we do,
Mhm.
right? So I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was a good one. I was like,
Excellent.
hmm. So I'm going to type it in the chats for
Good.
anybody new that's coming in really quick. Are you measuring your progress?
I wrote it down. Ooh.
Yeah, me
Someone
too. I wrote it down.
else's.
You might want to put it on what's next too for people who aren't in here.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to. Are you measuring your progress by someone else's ruler?
That would be a good title for your video that you do if you do a thumbnail
Yeah.
on top.
I
True.
mean, you guys can use this if you want. Maybe
I'm
all of you guys
going to
go out.
then.
Yeah, go out and create a video based off of this. I just know when I seen it, it hit me. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because it really can mean so many different things.
Yes.
So I put it in the chat so that way if you guys need to copy paste it or write it down or whatever, it's in there. And then I've got some questions. So let me give you guys some of these questions I've been working on all week, and then we'll just kind of open up. Um, if you could start over today, knowing what you know now, what would you do different? Yeah, Christine.
I would have started at the very beginning using LinkedIn.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, LinkedIn's my strength. And
she's the
Wow.
queen of LinkedIn. Yeah.
and most of my leads and most of my people that I've bought have come through LinkedIn. They've either been
Wow.
on my email list that I built from LinkedIn, or they clicked on posts that I have on LinkedIn. I had two guys from Africa click on my post from LinkedIn right off the bat as soon as I started using LinkedIn. And I didn't start using LinkedIn until September, October, November, 3 months after I started.
Oh, really? Wow.
It just didn't dawn on me because everybody was using TikTok, right? And so I'm
Yeah.
going, oh, I need to learn TikTok. So I spent all my time using TikTok. And the end of November, this is in 23, I got hacked on Facebook. And I wasn't having any luck on Facebook. It's not
Uh-huh.
my strength. Facebook wasn't my strength.
Yeah.
And when I got hacked, because I had used Facebook to validate logging into TikTok and into Instagram, I lost all three.
Wow. I like that answer. I like that answer.
Yeah. And so I went to a live presentation with John Maxwell. And one of the things he said in his presentation is you're weak in your weaknesses.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
so you need to think about starting from your strengths.
That,
But if you are not a good singer, you can't keep a tune in the bucket, but you want to be an opera singer and that's your dream, no matter how hard you work on it, you probably will never be able to get, because people who can't sing are tone deaf to a certain extent. And it's really hard. So if we're trying to build something from our weakness, which for me was TikTok, it's going to take you forever. I made a sale 2 weeks after I got set up in September this
mm-hmm.
year, but then I didn't make it. And that was because she was a client of mine and she was already half sold. She bought
Yeah.
everything I ever talked to her about, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I tell all my people that buy from me now. What's your strength? Because they ask me, should I be
Absolutely.
using LinkedIn? And I tell them, well, what's your strength?
And do you guys remember about 3 months ago or so, I asked you guys this question, what is your superpower? What are
Mhm.
you known for? What are you really good at? And we should always be talking about it and using that, right? Because those are the type of things that will help us even just build connection with people, you know? So yes, that's so, so true. So true. Absolutely. So, okay, so that's one of the ones that I wrote down, and I have a few more. Um, when you think of success, what fear first comes to your mind? So here's kind of an example, right? Is when you think of making $100,000, we as humans tend to go negative. Oh, I could never make that. Oh, I don't know if I could ever be that person, or I could never do this. And so where does that come from? And it comes from fear, right? So when you actually envision success or whatever your goal is, does fear come immediately to you? Are you thinking of any type of fear? And is that something that's still there that you could work on, maybe? You know, I know that even though I was doing really good and I quit both of those jobs when I started working from home, I literally was scared to death that I had made the wrong decision to quit those
Fear.
jobs. And it was fear, right?
Mhm.
I didn't trust in myself enough to say, you got this. And anything and everything you've always done, you've accomplished it. You've given 110% and you've rocked it out. The very first thing that came to my mind was, oh my God, did I make a mistake? So I was thinking about this to myself, and that's why I have it as one of the questions. Because when it comes to personal development, we may have something hindering us, and subconsciously, we don't even know it because it's there and we're not acknowledging it. We say we want to walk away from the jobs, but when we get the opportunity to do it, is there still something holding us back? Right? So
Yep.
that was something I wrote down because I remember, and all of my questions are based off of things that personally I've thought of, gone through, asked myself. So these are all things that ramble in my head. It's a scary place, by the way, but Gotta share it with somebody, right? So I pick you guys.
We're so lucky.
I know, right? Okay. Here's a good one. What lie have you told yourself so many times it almost feels like the truth? What lie have you told yourself so many times that it almost feels like the truth? For example, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. I can't make money online. I don't want to show my face because I don't speak well. Whatever it is, right? There's so many examples you could use. But what is that for you? What and I use the word lie because you are lying about it to yourself. The way I see it. I'm lying to myself when I didn't have to worry about leaving those two jobs. I knew I could do it. I knew I could. But I told myself that I couldn't, and I'd probably have to go back to work. And it held me back. So that was something I had to work on very early on, trusting in me again. Okay. I got a couple more if you guys want them. What bad habit or patterns that has always pulled you off track? What bad habits or patterns do you have or have had that have always pulled you off track? So, for example, and I'm just thinking out loud here, for me, the reason I put this question down is because I've always been a procrastinator, right? Yes, I knew Susan. Yep, there we go. There we go. Fellow procrastinators, right? So I know that whenever I've gotten a rhythm going or I'm in a good, place and I allow that procrastination, even one time, seems like it pulls me off track. And then I'm back to square one again. And so now I got to get that rhythm going again, right? And this happened so many times going live, where I'd be like, oh, I don't need to go live. I went live every day for over a year, never missed a day. Trying to talk myself out of it, procrastinating it, And if I ever gave into it, I knew it would throw me off track and then I would do it again and again and again.
That's me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you're not going live very often anymore.
No, but I did for almost 2 years straight.
Yep.
Literally missed 3 lives in almost 2 years. Every day. And for 8 months of that, I went twice a day.
But you've honestly built yourself up to where you don't need to. So that's
That's the point of the
Yeah.
game,
that's the point of the game.
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
Mhm,
Michelle didn't go live for 6 months and she just recently started going live again.
mhm.
So that's one of the hopes is that you can get away from going live because it can be a time sucker, So you got to get to that point that you can build your business up that you don't have to or don't have to go as much, right? So these are all decisions you'll make for yourself, if you don't want to, if you do want to. I could start going live again, no problem. But I'm learning tech now, so I'm replacing the lives with the tech now. You know what I mean?
You're
Mhm.
learning new things now.
Yeah,
Right? That's
absolutely.
healthy. That's
Yeah.
good.
Expansion.
Absolutely.
We have to
Well,
keep learning.
Have
We're
to.
gonna
Yep.
teach you how to juggle 2 oranges.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be honest with you, you know what? I haven't went live. It's been about a month, 3 weeks since I've went live, right? I could jump on there and it'd be like riding a bike. Easy money. And maybe I will. Never know. You know, I've thought about it. I enjoyed going live. But you do get to a point where you kind of get burned out. It's a time
Mhm.
sucker for you,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
you
can
know?
see that.
Yeah. Especially, and that was when I went for 8 months straight. I went at 11 a.m. every day and 8 p.m. every single day. Just short of 8 months straight, right? I burned myself out. I really, really did. But I think with the dedication and the consistency of doing that for well over a year and a half, it established me enough that over the last 3 months, I could cut it out just randomly going live. That doesn't mean that I won't go back to going live again. So,
The
yeah,
technical things that you are now doing, it doesn't replace, obviously, it's not exactly like going live, but I'd like to understand better what you mean by now. Is you mean you're working on the technical things more? You're talking about how you're spending your time, or
correct.
you comparing them somehow?
No, I'm spending my time doing that, learning how to do
Yeah.
that. So
And
that in the future, I can also give those services and I have the knowledge to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, certainly it's enough of it, isn't there, to
Oh, yeah.
always
It's
be
one thing that I have stayed away from for 2 years. I've not touched it, not learned it, not looked at it. And it's part of my business. It's part of my everyday business.
Mm,
So I made it my mission to learn it. I don't like not being able to help people with it. I don't like not being able to say, "Oh yeah, I can help you with that. I can show you how to do that."
mm,
That's always really bothered me.
mm.
So, in talking to Michelle S, she's like, "Well, I need help with coordinating." And I'm like, "I'll help you coordinate. In turn, will you train me to do setups? Will you train me and teach me some of these other things?" And that way I can not only take that in for myself, but I can also share that with my community.
Yeah, yeah. There's so
So,
much. I think what's been really exciting are these last 3 days, or is it four? What's been going on in the morning, all this new stuff, and people,
mm,
encouraging people to form their own communities and everything. But it has been, just the energy has had such an excitement to it this week every day.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
I have a conundrum.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And I betcha most of you guys are going to recognize.
Talk
I
to
was
us.
thinking, I was thinking, I used to have my own ranching operation
Yep.
in my first marriage, and
Yeah.
I ran that whole operation myself.
Yeah.
And I was pretty successful at it. And I was up at 5 in the morning and really good hard worker. That's what I was taught. I'm a boomer, right?
Yep.
But with this techie stuff, I know I can do it. But somehow, somewhere, I need to find the link. There's a missing link somewhere. And I see myself because I've got my community all set up
Right.
and getting all the payment, everything set up and ready to go. But there's something, there's a missing link that, like, for instance, when I was managing the ranch, there was a roundup time
Yeah.
of the year, and there was a harvesting time of the year, and there was a planting
Branding.
time of the year, right?
Yeah.
And branding season and all that kind of stuff.
Cabin and yeah.
There isn't that really here
No.
with this techie stuff.
No.
So it's like I need to somehow get in my mind the order of things.
Mm.
I have to do this. This needs to be done, this and this. In order to do this, I have to get this done. And I can learn it if I can just figure out the missing parts.
Hmm. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what advice I can give. I don't know if I fully understand what you mean by the missing link.
Okay, we're trying to use the newsletters, right?
Okay.
And we've got all these affiliate links.
Oh, I got
So
you.
do I put in a newsletter? I do a newsletter. I get ChatGPT to write it, and then I edit it, and then I get ChatGPT to edit it some more until I get it
Okay.
right.
Okay.
But I add links in there. Some of them
Sure.
are links to videos I've done, but
Sure.
do I put links to all my affiliate things?
So here's my take on
Else
this.
do I send with this link, and how many with this link, and how do I point people to that link? And because it's like I've got all these different ways that I can have money being made,
Okay.
but there's a link missing.
Okay. So if you're doing it in a newsletter, I recommend using Linktree, Beacons, something like that, right? Where they would just hit one link and all your offers are in that link.
Okay, I
Because,
tried to sign up with Linktree and that didn't work very well.
okay. So that's my biggest recommendation because nobody wants to get a newsletter that has 500 links on it.
Yeah, I
So,
don't want to put any more than two.
right,
One with a
right.
video and one with a link to something,
The
right?
other thing you could do, I mean, I know you send several newsletters a week. You could choose this newsletter is going to have this affiliate, this newsletter is going to have that affiliate, this newsletter is going to have, and you separate them that way.
Monday is certain topic. Tuesday is another topic.
There you go.
Wednesday is, and always Mondays are this same topic, and the same with Tuesday and Wednesday. Thank you. I got that.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, I got a couple more if you guys want to write these down.
Yes.
What belief about money is generational that no longer serves you? What belief about money is generational and it no longer serves you? Now,
Generational, did you say?
generational. Yes. And here's my example, right? In order to be successful, you have to go out and get a job and work 50 hours every week for the same employer, be the all-star employee, do all the things, right? This is generational. And that's how you were successful. If you went out and grinded 50, 60 hours a week, that meant that you made it, right? So, what are some of those possibly generational things that you're holding on to surrounded by money? I had a meeting with a coach not very long ago, and one of the things she said to me, and this is the reason I'm asking or giving you guys this question, is because she said, you've always associated success and money to hard work, grinding. And I agreed with her 100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The harder I worked, the more hours I put in, that was success to me. Right?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, can we even wrap our brains around this new world, this online world where you can make $900 a day? When for 20, 30, 40 years you've been grinding to make 900 a week? And is that coming out in your content or on your lives?
Or somehow you know, you also can feel, you know, you don't have that confidence. You say, I'm not qualified, you know, I don't have this degree and that degree. With
Sure.
this, no one really does. They
Sure.
just have experience, which is
Sure.
even better maybe. But I think that's, I mean, that's what I feel sometimes, even if I don't say it. It's what stops me, is I think I'm not, I'm not qualified to do this. I don't have a degree in this, you know, so you just feel like I feel like I'm on thin ice.
Yeah.
I would best describe it.
Yeah. I see the puppy. Oh, so cute. No,
And
I agree, right?
I don't think you see mine. They're in back of me here.
Kim's got his little buddy right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, is that something maybe that's a hindrance for you, right? And you're like, this is just leftovers per se. You're giving leftovers instead of the full meal deal because it doesn't feel like you're grinding. We all say we want more time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all say we want these things, but maybe because our mind says we're not grinding hard enough or long enough on something, that it's not equivalating to us or for us subconsciously. I don't know how many times I've said that. It blows my mind that a video can be created and you can make $900 from a 3 to 5 minutes that you spent on a video,
I just can't believe it.
you know?
I'll be glad when I can experience that.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Then
Absolutely.
maybe I'll believe it.
So, yeah, these are all things that I think about all the time, you guys. Really,
Yeah.
I do. I really, really do.
It's not really that it's not really that we don't have the time. It's that it's the it's the focus of getting in there and doing it. It's not, we
Mhm.
have the time, but you know, between procrastinating, hesitating, that seed of doubt that comes in.
Sure.
Overthinking.
But
Mhm.
it's not that we don't have, I mean, for me, I don't, the time is there. I'm just not using it as well as I might.
Ooh,
Man.
there you go.
Finding excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what about, have you guys ever, and I don't know why I just thought of this. I'm crazy, right? Old school. Get an egg timer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Put it on for 30 minutes. Literally set it on your desk or wherever you work and wait for the dinger to go off. So you're working that whole time. So then it goes like they do, the old wind up timers, the old egg
Uh-huh.
timers.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if something like that would work.
Oh.
You can put
It
that
might.
same ring on
Okay.
your phone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to eliminate the tech side of it, right? The
Oh.
phone, putting the little alarm or stopwatch or whatever. A visual, you have to wind it up to 30 minutes or you have to wind it up to the 60 minutes, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
hear that, and you're going to associate that to 30 minutes of diving in, doing whatever it is for your business.
And then not having your phone, like having the timer on your phone, like you're less distracted by doing something else when you're trying to be
Right.
setting the timer. I
Right.
like that, Amy.
I love it. I
I
just
like
went
that.
on Amazon, $6.99. I love
There
Look
it.
at
you
you.
Good
go.
old
Get
She's
it,
fashioned.
already on
Roxanne.
Amazon ordering it.
We
Good
all
I
old
don't know
fashioned
why
egg
I just
timer.
thought of
Yeah.
that.
I need to
I
find a
don't.
pink one.
we all probably have in our closets or somewhere already, you know,
Yeah.
one of these old kitchen
I
timers, you know,
I
that
still
it
use
says
mine.
1 hour. You just
I don't use my phone.
crank it.
I am
It's
so
something other than your phone. Yeah.
yes, something other
Exactly.
than your phone, right? Because I mean, I will tell you guys when I'm busy on a task, right? My ringers are turned off. My phone is not sitting on the desk with me. like I'm very old school when it comes to stuff like that. Maybe that's why I thought of the egg timer, right? Because that sound,
Mhm.
or whatever. Um, I don't know. Try it. Maybe. I don't, maybe it can help. It's worth a try.
Yeah, those tick, 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 tick kitchen
Yeah.
clocks that you wind, and then when it goes off, it goes bing.
And you associate it to this is my time to put the blinders on and do what is that task, right?
Right? Yes.
There we go.
That's great.
That's
That's
what it's
great.
called, is an
I
egg
like
timer.
that.
Yeah,
Yes, just,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah. I think I don't know. Food,
Look, I'm telling my age. It's an
right?
egg
Food
timer.
timer. Egg. I call it an egg timer. I don't know why, but just
I just put it in Amazon, egg timer, came right
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
oh,
Got it.
perfect. See, that shows. I don't know. Even though I'm old, 52. I still,
52.
You're young.
She's not old.
but I
My
mean,
oldest son is 54.
oh, there you go. But
You're a
I
baby.
was raised old school. My kids talk like I do, and people look at them like, "What is that word? What are you talking about?" What were you gonna say, Susan?
I was gonna say, Christine, I'm the same age as your oldest.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Ah, you guys are my kids.
so
I
you
think
know,
I'm older than you though, Christine.
are you?
Oh,
I'll
no,
be 79 in October.
Can you guys
oh, darn, you
believe
do have
that?
me beat. I'm 76.
Yeah, so I
You
thought I was
ladies,
older.
you ladies, no, I mean that's crazy. I just pray that I look as good as you ladies.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
You guys do not look 79 and 76. You don't
Not
look
at all.
that way either.
Thank you.
I would have
So,
guessed
yeah,
mid-60s.
I know. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, even though this stuff is online, even though this stuff is techie and online and all that, how much of that can we eliminate to create that focus that we need? Because that's one of the biggest problems of the world today is all these distractions.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right? Do you remember before phones, it was pen and paper? Well, I'm still old school, right? I don't use ChatGPT. I write everything down, but we didn't have phones other than on the wall. People didn't call after 8 p.m. The phone wasn't ringing off the hook all night long like cell phones do. You get notifications all day, you get this, you get that, you know?
We had a party line.
Yes,
God,
We did
my
too.
family did too. Yeah. Out in the country, certain places were too far out that there was
Yeah.
party lines. Yeah.
Oh, it
I
was all
I
over the place
vaguely
when I was.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember, that party lines were, there was something I remember when I was a child that, you had there was a discount. You paid a little less for your monthly phone
Mm.
if you said, okay, I have a party line, but people would get crazy because, well, it created lots of problems. You could listen in on conversations,
Oh, yeah.
use it when you wanted to, but oh, you just reminded me of all that. I hadn't thought of that in eons.
Right. Well, let's think about that, right? Even though, and that's kind of what I'm getting at with the egg timer and all of that,
Mhm.
how much of today's technology could be holding us back in certain areas? Or is it distractions that we're taking on and allowing to not do what we're supposed to, right? It's
Well,
much easier to scroll TikTok and watch puppies and monkeys than it is to create a video.
well,
There's that
I
one
think I'd rather do the
CEO.
video.
I
There's that
get,
one
I'm
CEO
intimidated.
that's
I'm
So
intimidated.
Go ahead, Gail.
okay. There's that one CEO that says within the next, I think it's like 5 years or something, half of the white collar entry level jobs are going to be gone because of AI.
I can see that.
Mhm.
I can absolutely see that. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well,
Yep.
Okay, I got one last one if you guys want it.
Yes.
Take it or leave it. I got busy this week. I think I had like 5 or 6.
Love it.
How do you distract yourself when you're close to a breakthrough? How are you distracting yourself when you are close to a breakthrough? So kind of meaning like you feel you're right there. You feel you're almost there, right? Does your personality or these bad habits that you have immediately go to fear, or you start backing off, or are you almost there and then you pull yourself back?
You sabotage yourself, don't you?
Right. That's yeah, self-sabotage, or self-doubt or self-talk, or like, do we do that to ourselves? You
Yes.
know,
Yes, we do. Yeah.
I think about that a lot, you know, especially when you're thinking of pivoting or trying something new, doing something different. It's like, am I at that? You automatically go to the negative, right? Oh, I don't know that I could do that. Should I even try that? Oh, I haven't done this, so maybe that wouldn't work either. Or
Beginning it, I think, that you just don't, you think of it and you're all geared to do it, and then you don't. You stop, you hesitate, and then you don't do it.
sure.
I think that's where I am right now because I can't even decide half the time on what piece of content I want to, what's good anymore.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and all ChatGPT will give me like 20 different things, and it's like that doesn't sound right. That does no, like it's
You get
so I
into
have
that to where you just feel like nothing's right, right? Like,
and that's where I am because and I think part of that is because, well, yesterday I had 2 videos banned, like right off the top.
uh-huh.
Uh, and then I got them back today through appeal, but it just seems like everything's sitting right there, and I don't know if I'm getting my message across anymore. I don't know
Yeah.
because I've tried so many things over the last over a year,
Right.
and nothing has worked yet.
Right.
And like we had my content down that was good, and but it still wasn't getting me anywhere.
See, and that's from my side of it, from my perspective, that's what pisses me off,
Mhm.
because I look at it and I'm like, why?
Mhm.
She or he is doing all the things. Their content is just as good as so and so's content, right? XYZ. Why? That's when my mind, as a coach or a mentor or whatever you want to call it, says, well, is it the algorithm? Is it the platform? Is it this? Is it that? Right? So I already know you're questioning all that stuff.
Oh, and I am because I'm still questioning it. Like I
Right.
shut down my other account. I just signed out and haven't signed back
Yeah.
in. And went to my the new account, and like I was getting like 800 views on my series,
Right.
and then I posted with just words on the screen, and it got banned. Okay. And then I posted another one, so I had content out for yesterday, and it banned the second one. And there was nothing in either one that should have been banned. Nothing. It's lip syncing to something,
Yeah.
and then I put the positives in for the thing. And no, they gave me them back, but they're sitting at 0 views because now they won't
They're
push it out.
shadowed. Yeah.
Because now they won't push anything out.
Right. Right. Hmm.
We're not on TikTok, right now. We can
No,
say
not a second.
things.
Oh, no, this is our private Zoom. This is our private
Right,
Zoom.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got banned when I used the phrase sold a bill of goods.
I got banned when I said webinar.
I got banned
Oh.
for gambling. Michelle always tells that story. Remember when you lost your big account? Because I had almost 100,000 followers on it. And
Mm.
my third strike was for gambling. They banned me. I lost that account.
Why do they do that?
They wouldn't give
It's
it back.
it's
Shut-
like they don't want you to succeed. Is that it? I don't know.
And it's a robot, so it's kind of
That's
hard
what
to
I'm
figure it
saying,
out.
right?
Mm-hmm.
These
You
are
guys
the things that drive
heard
me
about
crazy.
crabs in the bucket?
Crabs in the bucket?
Have you ever heard about that?
No.
No.
Well, if you've ever gone crabbing,
Okay,
you
yeah.
go to catch crab in the ocean and you put them in a bucket so they don't
Yeah.
crawl away on you, right? Well, what happens is they want to get out, so they
Yeah.
climb over top of each other to get out. And just as one is ready to go out, the
Yeah.
other crabs grab it and pull it back down in the bucket. Well, that's what TikTok's doing. They're being the crab in the
Wow.
bucket.
Yeah.
You think so?
See, on this,
Mm.
I'm telling you guys, like, this is really what gets me. This is what frustrates the hell out of me.
They call it the crab mentality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that are like that too, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At jobs,
Absolutely.
Right.
In real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So this last one would be, I'm distracting myself like by not knowing what to post. Not
Right.
knowing if it's good enough to post, not knowing if not knowing if it's going to get me banned.
So let me ask you this, Susan. Do you think at some point you just give up on TikTok and try Facebook, go all in on Facebook or go all in on YouTube? Have you considered that?
No.
Would
That's
you
what
be
I've been.
willing to?
Yeah, I love my YouTube shorts.
Yeah. I've been thinking about just forgetting TikTok.
YouTube I'm posting on and that just, and I get more views over there, but
As long as you don't do
Oh.
anything crazy, so far from my experience, YouTube has been the most lenient platform.
Right.
Mhm.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they play fair game. They don't
Yeah.
do the drama mama thing. You know, they don't do none of that stuff.
They do. I agree with that 100%, Kim.
I
That might
don't
be an
know
idea.
Facebook.
What's that?
I just can't understand Facebook.
I don't know. I know.
It's
Yeah.
Even though that the Instagram is owned by Facebook, Instagram is more lenient than Facebook.
Yeah.
People
And I
have
was-
more success on Instagram than they do on like a lot of the influencers are having a higher chance of building a good channel on Instagram than they do on Facebook.
But here's the
Mhm.
deal, right? Take our DGC, for example. None of the six-figure earners have made that from Instagram. It's all either been Facebook or TikTok. And
Really?
Or YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Instagram's really good with faceless and like you said, UGC creators and stuff like that, Kim, online businesses, Michelle went really hard for Instagram for like months and months. And if she had 10 sales a day, 9 of them came from TikTok, 1 came from Instagram. And she
Wow.
finally just kind of, didn't give it too much. She was even going live over there, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Mhm.
So when I think of Instagram, I think of faceless, UGC, that kind of, that
Mhm.
kind of stuff, right? But the reason I asked that, you guys, is just to kind of open it up. Because if you're going hard every day, okay, for 2 hours a day, giving everything you got, and you're not making any sales for X amount of time, at what point do you give up on TikTok and say, I've got to make a switch?
Yeah. I
right?
am
Yeah.
trying lemonade.
Like content creators, Christine, like,
User generated content.
yeah, user generated AI, or just like if I was promoting Red Bull for Red Bull, like branding, stuff like that. Yeah.
What about Rumble? Somebody said something about Rumble a couple days ago
I have
in the
not looked
community.
into it.
Yeah.
I mean, these other ones, they've Twitter or X or whatever, Eliminate, all these other ones, they're kind of all trying to do their thing, but I don't believe that they stand up to Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok for the
And then
Yeah.
and then Christine's having all that luck with LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
right.
Hmm.
But
So,
here's the thing though, I've got over 20,000 followers and connections.
and she's been on for how many years, Christine? Was it? Yeah.
LinkedIn is a long game,
Like
but once you
YouTube.
get it built on LinkedIn, it's taken me 14 years to get it built.
There you go.
Wow.
I don't have 14 years to build it.
I don't even.
But here's the thing though, there weren't very many people when I first started using it. There weren't very many people who knew LinkedIn.
Sure. Sure.
Because I would go to networking meetings and you get to go around the room and everybody gives their 30-second elevator speech. And I would stand up and I'd say, how many of you here are on Facebook? And all the hands would go up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'd say, how many of you are on Twitter? Because that's what X was back then.
Right.
And maybe about half the room, the hands would go up.
Yeah.
And then I would say, how many of you here are on LinkedIn? And 2 hands would go up in a room of about 30 to 40 people.
Yeah.
So way back then, LinkedIn was not very strong. So my strongest, it's taken me probably since 2020 that I've finally had coaches that knew some more things about LinkedIn than the average coach.
Yeah.
It
And
took
even
him for
now,
it took him forever just to have a LinkedIn app.
Oh.
I don't know, guys. I think about that kind of stuff, right? At what point? Really? We can work on ourselves all day long, but at the end of the day, you have an online business, you want to make some money. So what are you going to do? When do you
Do,
start
do,
questioning?
do we
I-
have someone? Do we have someone in DGC that's actually made 6 figures on YouTube?
Interesting.
You're
Because it's a
looking at one.
long,
If you give me some
Yes.
it's a
time, you're
long
looking
game.
at one.
yes. What's her name in Ontario? She's a
Wendy?
grandma. Wendy, yeah, she's
Well,
done it all on
it's a-
YouTube.
No.
I don't think she did
It's
it from your
on
YouTube channel though. She didn't.
all platforms.
Say that again,
So,
Amy. What'd you say? It's all
I said
platforms?
Wendy is on all the platforms.
Okay.
But
Okay.
she is on YouTube. Yes, absolutely. She probably one of her 6 figures, if you split them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. She probably has. She has not made all of her money on YouTube, though. I guess I should have prefaced it by saying that. Right? But I would say yes, she absolutely has made very good money from YouTube. Absolutely.
I send all my stuff over to YouTube. I
Mhm.
get very few comments.
So what if you focused on YouTube? So like all the work you're putting in on TikTok, what if you went to YouTube and actually started creating content and shorts just on YouTube? Just a thought, right?
YouTube is a combination, Amy. You can't just do shorts. You're gonna have to do shorts and long form.
Did you yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do both long form as well.
That's what yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Would she be
Yeah.
willing to do that?
Okay.
Right?
I just do shorts, so I got to do long term too, long and
Long
short.
form.
Your live is considered long form. Live is considered long form. Anything that is more than 10 minutes on YouTube is considered long form.
Do
Look
you
at,
think TikTok is getting such saturated? I don't know. I on it, but do you
I
think it's
don't,
saturated?
It's not a saturation thing, it's a political thing.
Oh, that's true.
it's, yeah, I mean, we're never going to figure out these algorithms no matter what, right? I
Mhm.
mean, this is just not something that we will ever figure out, or we would go viral on every video we created if we did. Everybody would, right? But there comes a time, like I was saying earlier, do you just keep forging forward and just keep doing the thing and trying different stuff on the same platform, or do you throw your hands up? I don't know what the answer is to that, because it's each your own business, and you would have to make that decision.
Me
Right.
either. I don't know what.
Yeah,
I don't want to give up on TikTok because I know I can still do it. So I
right.
want to get this figured out.
Right, right. And like with YouTube, what YouTube likes, if
Mhm.
you, let's say you forget about Facebook or any of the other ones, you want to try YouTube. They like the 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute videos, along with 2 or 3 shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
Both
your
long
long
form.
form and your shorts, which are
10 minutes is long form, isn't it?
yes and no, but compared to the shorts, the long form is anything over 60 seconds.
No, okay.
Yeah. So a good video for them, they like the 3, 4, 5, 6 minute video, right? They
Mhm.
love the 1 hour videos because that's what they're based on. Tutorials, teaching, So where you've been trained on TikTok to do a video in under 60 seconds, putting everything in bullet points, now when you go over to YouTube, you're actually going to break down everything to make it longer. But
Mhm.
here's the deal. When people go to YouTube, they expect to watch a 6 minute video versus a 60-second video when you're on TikTok. Hurry up, give me the information. I'm busy, right?
Yeah.
That's how each of these platforms differ.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I don't know. I've never really done anything because then I'll get onto it, the Facebook, and then it's like
Yeah,
I have my business account set up too, but it's not going to my business account, it's going to my personal account.
yeah.
And you have to have a personal so Facebook really does.
I'll tell you what, I tried to open a business account, right? Other than my personal on Facebook when I was about 6 months in.
Mhm,
I was going to start putting a video over there a day, see how it did.
mhm.
And within a week, I had 500 men asking me
Isn't it
on
beautiful?
dates, sending me the WhatsApp. I mean, it was horrible. I just shut it down.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. I thought TikTok was bad. Facebook is horrible.
Yes.
and
So,
since I went on TikTok, I think I'm finding Instagram is so boring. I don't even
yeah,
like it anymore because of
it's
TikTok.
just,
I love
yeah,
TikTok and
each
YouTube.
each one is different. Each one is
Mhm,
so different in its own right. You know, if I want to watch something mushy and beautiful landscapes and castles and pretty things, I'm going to go to Instagram. You'll find the pretty stuff over there, right? It's on every platform, but that's what I see Instagram as. The
mhm.
faceless, the music in the background with pretty flowers and people and lovey 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 over there.
Boring. No, I
Yeah,
know. I get it. Yeah.
you know.
Do we
So
have any six-figure earners that made have made it from faceless?
none.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, in my over 2 years in DGC, I've never even heard one person say, I've made X amount of dollars from all faceless. Not one.
I've
That
heard
is really
Michelle say
interesting.
it.
Hmm.
There's a guy that always comes on the calls. He has to do faceless for his job or something,
Yeah.
and it's more. I guess it's a little bit more of a struggle or something.
Oh, it is. They
Yeah.
say that your
That's what they
average
say.
faceless account takes minimum 90 days just to get started. That's what kind of the average is. And
No.
I get it. Some people can't. I've heard a lot of complaints. I have to be faceless. I can't show my face. I've worked with people that I've tried to give other recommendations to so they don't have to show their face, but can still have visuals, But
The
yeah,
guy that's doing faceless, I think he's doing like 2,000 a month, 2,000 or 3,000 a month.
oh,
The one
yeah.
that's, I think he's a police officer or something like that, because he
Mm.
can't. Yeah, he can't show himself on social media.
The AI twins and stuff that they're coming up with now that you can make are really making faceless more possible.
Yeah.
Because you can do it all AI generated and make it a picture of you
Yeah.
or somebody else, and then it knows it's AI and you can just push it out.
Well, and this new wave of the AI thing, and you see all these girls in the community putting their head on these bodies and all this stuff. I wonderful, great, right? But at what point does it look so fake that it isn't even reality?
Yeah.
You And
The
Yeah,
bottom,
exactly.
the bottom line, guys, nothing will beat eye to eye. Nothing will beat it. I don't
absolutely.
care how good AI is. Nothing will ever replace eye to eye contact.
Right.
Exactly. To
What's
trust somebody.
Yep,
I agree.
the
I
one
mean,
word. Yep.
know, like, and trust.
Exactly.
AI might take over my job, but that's okay. But not,
Sure.
it has to be personal, not personal, but contact. I mean, to trust somebody.
So what's the one word I scream all the time, right? Starts with the C. Connection,
Oh, exactly. Yes.
Equals
right?
currency.
Yes.
So this is the thing. How are you going to connect to a bunch of words on a screen? You're not. You're
No.
not going to
No.
feel it. You're just not. It's going to take forever to. And are you going to stick around that long on a faceless account? It's got to be just phenomenal faceless account to even grab attention. Right? So,
Right.
I was wondering even about the 7-second, ones that,
yeah.
because nobody's on, they don't see people. And so
Yeah.
I haven't done them because it's like, oh, I've done a couple, but it's like, it doesn't seem to make sense.
See, and for me, it's like the 7-second ones, like those are for engagement, right? Those are for attraction. They're just to get people to your page quickly, right? So you can
Okay.
do those, yeah, and they work great. But
Okay.
you can also do the off the wall question ones, the controversial questions to get people
Those work for me.
if they work for you. If they don't, they don't, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I can't say that somebody's going to fall in love with you off of a second video. That's my personal opinion. I want to see the 60-second video. I want to see your eyeballs. I want to see your expressions. I want to feel it. Right? So that
Exactly.
7-second one is just to get people to see, to pay attention. And then they can go watch the other ones as well.
38% is your tone of voice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
53% is your body language.
Yeah.
So
How
the
many times
content doesn't really matter. They're gonna pay attention to your body language and your tone of voice.
How many times, guys, have I said it's the cadence, right? The cadence. You've
Uh-huh.
heard me talk about the cadence in the way you say
Definitely.
the hook. You come up with the cadence, you come down, you come up with the pain point or problem. And then because when you're talking with somebody and you get excited and yet people pay attention. It's just, it is what it is. those are the little tools that we have in our back pocket that we need to be using in them.
Sorry, guys, I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, we're out of here. My dad just pulled up too. So is there anything, last things, guys? Well,
This is
enjoy
great.
those questions. I love meeting up every Thursday and just talking like
I do
this,
too.
right?
Yep.
And then if you jumped in later, I did put in the chat the question I brought up in the beginning. Are you measuring your progress or even your success by somebody else's ruler or tape measure, however you want to put it, right?
Yep.
So I wanted to throw that, and I'll probably put that in the replay of this as well, because I really like it and it hit hard with me. It really opened a lot in my brain. That
Yeah.
and let me know how the egg timer works, guys.
I ordered it. I just ordered
Oh
it.
yes, yes. I'm like, I have mine put up on my thing. I'm gonna pull it down and I'm gonna try it myself, because I know for me it will work. I know it will. Absolutely. All right, guys.
And try it.
We
Bye.
will see you Friday people tomorrow. For the rest of you, we will see you guys, I don't know, whenever.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
All
Bye.
right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.